Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Sports View. I'm Ron Cameron. Bob Page, well, he's bar hopping somewhere. You know, he's on vacation. You know, as we speak, he's probably drunk as a skunk.
He has no opportunity to come back at you because he's not here right now, and I am.
I have
to defend him while he's gone.
I can hardly shut him up anyway when he's here.
Yeah, that's terrible. Guys always cutting in on you. That's the worst thing. I hate that. You know, when guys cut in on you all the time, you just don't want to.
You just cut it on me.
You don't need the who
you.
Well, me? No. Go ahead. I won't cut it. It's the worst thing.
It is terrible.
Yeah, you never
Bob
like
Page,
those kind
if you're watching,
you never want those kinds of guys on. No, you never want those kinds of guys on.
That's
that always cut in. Right?
You want to do the show full time?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You were happier than a pig in a, well, you know, his favorite eating place when you were invited on the show today.
I want you to know that I am very honored and thrilled and pleased. I would like you all to know to once again have the opportunity of working with one of the superstars in sports.
Thank you. The guest today, thank you. Our guest today, and then I'll tell you about the sponsors, is Lyndell Holmes, middleweight #1 contender, be fighting 62-year-old Roberto Duran in a few weeks. How old is Roberto Duran? Marty, when I was a kid, I used to listen to you,
right,
or watch you when I was a kid, and Roberto Duran was fighting then.
Did they have television back then in those days?
Yes,
that's when it was on the little round.
Well, you were on. You ought to know.
Thing, right?
You were there when they invented
That's right,
TV.
and I introduced Roberto Duran to television, right?
Yes, back in the 1940s sometime. Okay, here are our sponsors. Al Dietrich Oldsmobile on M59. Bob Page says Pontiac, Waterford. No, it's not Pontiac. It's miles from Pontiac. It's on Highland Road, M59 in Waterford. Go see Uncle Al for a great deal. T-Com Pagers, if you're a busy corporate executive like I am, you deserve a pager from T-Com. Top Hat Hamburgers, where you could find Bob Page every day till he got a nice job in New York and was starting to pay money to afford something else.
I tried one of those Top Hat Hamburgers, and you know what? They're not bad. They're not bad. They're pretty good.
Well, the money used to make in Windsor that was monopoly money back then, of course. But let's just go on to the advertisers. Right. This guy made $100,000 a year in Canadian when he was on Channel 9.
I come over here and you translate that, yeah.
100, which in American money?
Yeah, about $34.90.
Oh, if that.
Yeah.
Well, you ought to know, that's right. You know that.
Although it's getting better. The Canadian money is getting better. Now that we have free trade, you see, you'll be able to send Ron over to Canada and never see him again.
The Sting. The Hot New Nightclub, James Cousins, right by the lodge there. Cattleman's Meat Center, locations in Hamtramck and the Eastern Market. Pass Pro-Am Sports System.
Now I like that.
How did that get in
I like that. That's where we're now working on Pass Pro-Am Sports, doing Red Wing and Piston games.
You weren't supposed to cut in. I'm not done with the commercial yet. You should be. Binary Computers, go see John Waters and the gang for all your computer needs on Woodward at 12 Mile. And, oh yes, don't want to forget about sports fans.
It's new.
The hottest new magazine going. Well, not that new. It's 2.5 years now. We're just
new cover. That's what
70,
I mean.
Yes.
2.5 years. He finally gets himself a new cover.
No, yeah. We are just doing fantastic with the 76 pages. We're going to add more pages. Looking for more people in the advertising department too. By the way, if you'd like to get involved.
And how much can you make in the advertising department for Sports Fans Journal?
How much can you make?
Because I may be looking.
Well, more than you'd made in Windsor, I can tell you that. All you have to do is call this number, 751-1818, to subscribe, and if you're looking for work in the advertising. But you have to be a little bit different. You have to be self-motivated, a go-getter, and have something between the ears besides sawdust. Okay, now this is a hot magazine. Call 751-1818 to subscribe.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Is it true that all the sponsors that you have, all the advertisers in here, all right, you bring them onto your radio show?
No, I don't bring them on. I plug them.
He has 58 minutes of a radio show, which is on Wednesdays.
59 minutes.
59 minutes?
That's
okay.
Right.
Of the 59 minutes, 47 of the 59 minutes are sponsors or advertisers from either, is it this magazine? Is that the deal?
It, yeah.
You say, I'll put you in the magazine and I'll also give you 30 seconds on radio.
Some people ask for plugs.
Is that what it is? Because I'll tell you, you get no sports, absolutely no sports at all.
And you never miss a show.
And I never, that's because.
Well, why? Why is it because? You want to hear the advertisement?
No, I'm locked in driving to the Palace all the time, so I turn you in.
You tune me?
I need a chuckle. There aren't many things that make me laugh. Except Ron Cameron makes me laugh.
Thank you very much. Now you got to bring up the subject. You're sitting in for the drunk.
Okay. What?
Page. He's after.
He is not a drinker.
He's not a drinker. You telling me he's not a drinker?
No. Bob Page is a star in New York, and you know what? He couldn't become a star here because there are some people that just don't like his style. But in New York,
including me.
Guy, I want you to know. He is a star. Well, I shouldn't say that. You know, that's like your friend saying you got bad breath. You don't need friends like that. Bob Page is a very talented guy, very entertaining, and knows his stuff. And when he's gone to New York,
I've seen him
on the Madison Square Garden Network. I've seen him there, and I'll tell you, he is pretty good. He fits in perfectly in New York.
What's his problem here?
His problem here? He says too many things that, bother some people.
Well, I say too many things
But they're true.
that bother
A lot of them are true.
And I give them the finger to boot, some of these people in town. You got to say some things like that.
That's right.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this market is not for that.
Okay, tell me, you got to bring up the subject.
I will bring up the subject. The hottest subject, of course, is the Dallas Cowboys situation right now, where, now, granted, maybe it was time that the coach go, but maybe the way that the coach was let go, Tom Landry, what do you think?
Well, first of all, the guy was, interviewed the new owner, James Jones or something like that.
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones. They said James Jones. I'm trying to tell him. I thought he was talking about the Lions fullback.
Yeah.
But this guy looks like a bumbling idiot. Just a total idiot.
Now, this guy is a businessman. He is a businessman
But he talks like,
now, wait a second.
This guy's a clown.
As they say, he made his money the hard way. He earned it,
Well,
right?
maybe he did.
Mind you, he got a lot of money from his father, so that helped, all right? But he made his money in oil, and now he's willing to take all his resources over to Dallas.
You say willing, and then he comes up with a stupid comment, and this is a dumb comment, saying, well, having Jimmy Johnson as coach, he brought in Jimmy Johnson from Miami.
A friend of his, yeah.
A friend of his.
They went to university
roommate.
together, yeah.
And he said, it's better than having 5 number-1 draft choices and signing 5 Heisman Trophy winners.
Well, don't you like Jimmy Johnson?
Well, it's not that I don't like Jimmy Johnson, yes, and I think he'll be a success, but making a stupid comment like that, he's way off base.
You think so?
need players. Yeah, you need players. Let's see what he does with the Dallas Cowboys this year.
Well, that's why he's moving everything into Dallas. They also bought the ranch that they work out of. They also bought the stadium that they work out of. And he's taking everything there. And do you think that owners should be hands-on owners?
No, because I think they're too dumb to be hands-on owners. Their ego is such they should get in there and just let the professional people run it.
Okay, well, you may have a point in the way that Tom Landry was let go. What did you think of that? Here's a guy that just exudes class. When you saw him on the sidelines on Monday Night Football, here is a guy, his suits were never out of place, wore the sharp hat. I mean, I know to cover the bald spot in the whole thing, the bald spot, the whole head.
Look who's talking.
Here is a guy.
Take a look. Can we get a close-up of this over here,
Stop
folks?
that. Don't you do that. Anyway, here is a guy that exudes class, all right? He's a classy coach. And Jacques Demers even said that, it's too bad. He felt for Landry. He has up in his office a picture of Tom Landry and an autograph and the whole thing. See, one thing about coaches, there are only 2 kinds, those that have been fired and those that are going to get fired.
And then he makes another comment, if they don't give, all they've got in a heck of a lot more, they're not going to be Cowboys very long. But today in sports, they just don't give it their all and a little bit more.
Okay, but the way he was let go, well, that's what I'm driving at here. What did you think? Because a lot of people in the media didn't like the way that he was let go.
Well, he owns the team. He can do what he wants. I just think he's a bumbling idiot, the new owner.
Oh, yeah, but I mean feeling for Landry. How do you
feel for Landry. I know the team has slipped in the last few years, but the guy has been one of the most successful coaches in the history of pro football, and just like you say, I should say, class.
Class. Okay, very quickly.
The Red Wings are over.
The Red Wings?
The season's over.
The season's over for the Red Wings?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the division is cinched. I mean,
yes.
3 out of 4 points against the horse manure Chicago team. It's just
no. Wait a second. Chicago was one of the hottest teams in the Norris division.
They're still 8 or 9 games under 500.
Well, now
what does that tell you about Chicago?
All right, okay, but they were coming on. Keenan looked like he had the guys coming.
Would they do? Skate up and down once without yawning or something? I like Keenan. I think Chicago's the one team that could give the Red Wings problems in the playoffs. I will say that. They're the best of this crap that's in the Norris division. I can say that, and that's just a crappy division. It's a terrible division, to say the least.
All right. I also wanted to ask you about Mark Aguirre and Wade Boggs, but we have to go to a commercial.
No, we don't.
Right now.
No, we don't. Just keep going.
We don't have to go? We can keep on going?
Yes,
all right. Mark Aguirre got his first start as a Piston, okay?
He played.
We're worried about, his attitude. Okay, there are questions about his attitude. There are questions about his ability as a starter. Well, I think after the way he performed on Sunday night, scoring 17 points, what do you think?
I think it's a bunch of bull.
What's a bunch of bull?
Mark Aguirre. Number one, he's been a dog wherever he's been. He was a dog at DePaul. He was a dog at Dallas. And he couldn't play for 2 class guys. I can understand Mata. Mata could be a little off the wall. Can you imagine Mata doing the games now? And Aguirre's right here. He got Mata fired. What's Mata got to say now? Is he turning the other cheek or what? But you can't play for Ray Meyer at DePaul. Ray Meyer, get him out of here. We don't want him. And the same thing goes for John McLeod in Dallas. This guy must really be off the wall. You knew he would come over. Oh, yeah, you positive attitude. Big ego for Isaiah, big ego for Aguirre. When are they going to clash? Sure, they're friends now, but look out. There's going to be some problems on the team, and I think dissension too. But, again, if they win the championship, it will be worth it. But that's the only way it'll be worth it.
Well, I happened to run into Mark Aguirre on the first night that he was here at the Palace, and I talked to him, and he seemed like a very nice guy.
Oh, sure, he's got to put on a big impression here.
Well, I don't know if it was an impression. He impressed me.
Leopards change your
did.
spots?
Very nice guy. Well, He's a very nice guy, and he was nervous. He seemed like any normal kid.
Yeah, Marty.
Yes.
Now, why don't you ask the Dallas teammates when they come in town, his ex-teammates, what they think of Mark Acquire?
Right. Now, everybody was cheering, I understand, and the radio stations in Dallas were all getting phone calls. We're glad that he's gone, but they replaced him with a guy that now they're going to probably think the same thing of him.
It'll be very interesting. Spring training start. The Tigers will contend this year, in my mind. This is not a great Tiger ball club, but I've said that the last 2 or 3 years, and they find ways to win. And I think this is still a ball club with good pitching. If Jack Morris would shut up and get out there and do what he's supposed to be doing and pitching, he's the one reason they didn't win it last year. The one reason. Yet he blames everybody else. Looks in the mirror. Look in the mirror, Jack. Look in the mirror, and you'll see you. That's the reason the Tigers didn't win. If you get off your tail and win the 20 games that you're being paid to do, then the Tigers can win the American League East.
What about Wade Boggs and Margot Adams?
Margot Adams is coming town. What's his flea bag going to say now when she comes in town? Or what? I don't know what else you really call her. I think she's something starts with a B.
Have I caught your drift that you're not keen on Margot Adams?
Well, it's the thing. I'm just not keen on what she did. I think she did it for her own personal use. I think she used Wade Boggs, and I think she's a disgrace. But again, the media plays right into it. She wouldn't come on this show. I wouldn't invite that. Well, too, but you know what? You can use your own words in there on this show.
Did you hear what one of the stories is in Penthouse magazine? And it'll be out. I guess it's probably coming out today or tomorrow. Okay. The main story was that when he was in a slump, she showed up at the ballpark one day and wore a dress with no panties underneath, and he went 4 for 5. And then, of course, he went back to the motel and went
check inside her head.
5 for 5.
Check inside her head and see what's in there too. Anyway. But she's getting good money for doing what? What's all this money she's getting from Penthouse and all these other places? All this money for doing what? But you know what I'm trying to say.
Okay, this is serious. This is Penthouse 1, and there's Penthouse 2 with those stories in it. Anyway,
you laughed at the Tigers. You don't think they're going to contend this year?
I think they're going to be really surprising.
Good or bad?
Good. Surprisingly good.
Oh, fine. I think so, too. We'll be back on Sports 2. Lyndell Holmes, a guy that's going to fight a real veteran, somebody that's almost as old as Marty Adler. And I'm speaking of Roberto Duran. That ought to be a very interesting fight. Lyndell Holmes will come up here and talk all about his career and all about that after this time out.
It's a new generation of Oldsmobiles.
At Al Dietrich Olds GMC Trucks.
Choose from a great selection of Oldsmobiles.
Including Cutlass Supreme and the restyled Cutlass CL.
Or hundreds of GMC trucks in stock.
Complete with an Uncle Al price that can't be beat.
For sales or service.
Let Uncle Al come through for you.
This is the new generation of
East of the Pontiac Airport.
On M59 in Waterford.
If you're a sports fan, you should subscribe to this magazine, Sports Fans Journal, and here's how. Our monthly columns include Ernie Harwell, George Kell, Dick Vitale, Denny McClain, George Allen, Bob Feller, Jimmy Carson, George Blaha, Bill Gadsby, and a whole lot more. Sports Fans Journal is available at newsstands and bookstores. To subscribe, call our 24-hour hotline at 751-1818. Sports Fans Journal, a must for sports fans living anywhere in Michigan or the U.S. Call now, 751-1818.
I'm sorry, she's out of the office for the day and there's no way to contact her.
With a pager from TCOM, you could contact her anytime.
I know it's an emergency, but it's out of the building now. May I call you later?
With Motorola pagers from TCOM, you can deal with emergencies now.
I'm sorry, our delivery man is on call right now. We won't be able to help you till tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Fred Wetzel with TCOM Paging. If these problems seem familiar to you, then you need a TCOM pager. You'd be surprised how affordable they are. Probably wonder how you've done without one. Give us a call at 559-6826.
We're back on Sports View talking with pro boxer, the #1 middleweight contender, Lyndell Holmes, who's getting ready to fight Roberto Duran in a few weeks. And you're not nearly as old as Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran, I think, was fighting before you were born.
Yeah, he's been around quite a while.
He says he's 37, but I think you could change the numbers around and it'd be closer to his age than 37.
Well, he's been around quite a while now. Like this is.
Well, it was impressive the other night, though.
Oh yeah,
wasn't it?
oh yeah, he looked real great. He was in good shape, and his last 2 fights prior to that, he didn't look that good, but he looked impressive the other night.
Very impressive, and now he wants a shot at. He's going to fight you, and then he wants Sugar Ray, huh?
Yeah, he's talking about fighting Leonard, and he has to get by me first. So we're looking at it.
Speaking of impressing people, when I shook your hand just a few moments ago, like it was kind of. It wasn't like a big heavy handshake. Not like I thought you would want to shake my hand and break my.
You look like Bud Lynch or something like that. That's what you're trying to say.
No, we shook hands. Shake hands right now.
Yeah.
See, a very nice, soft, gentle man, right? Like you don't want to hurt me. Is that it?
Well,
When you shake a
I don't
guy's
want to
hand?
hurt you, and I don't want you to hurt me.
He respects.
He respects me.
Respects his elders.
It's a really nice handshake. I mean, I thought maybe the guy, he's a professional boxer. He's going to come in and he's going to give me a squeeze, and I'm going to know he's a professional boxer.
No, but if you notice, the most fighters that do shake your hand, they come in and they shake it pretty gently because the hands are, that's what we make our living with. So therefore, we got to be as careful and as gentle as possible with them.
Let's talk about your your career and when it started and all that stuff. You're out of Maumee in Ohio, by Toledo.
Yes.
Well, you're a big Toledo Mudhens fan, I know.
Yeah, I watched. In fact, I stay right down the street from the stadium.
Did you go to the games?
Yeah, I go to a few games. Yeah. I started in 1970. I've been fighting make 19 years actually, altogether when I was amateur. And
well, you're an old timer too. You're not exactly a babe in arms. Is this a senior citizens match between you and Duran?
He's
or what?
31 years old, right? 31?
31.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of all the fights you've had, what's
31.
the
Then when you start, when you were 3 or something?
No. What's the biggest fight you've had?
The biggest fight I fought for the title twice. I went to Korea, and I fought Chung Park. The first time we went was in '86.
And you drew there, didn't you?
And they called it a technical draw. We clashed heads, and he had to get like about 30 stitches. And we had to wait for about another year. Then we went back and we went 15 rounds, and it was a disputed decision. I thought, it was a split decision.
Now, at 31 years of age, are you starting to think that maybe, when's a boxer start to tail off a little bit?
Well, fortunately, most of my fights have been like a lot of knockouts. I got 37 knockouts out of 40 fights, and I've lost a few. But I haven't had a real hard career as far as, I haven't took a lot of punishment. So therefore, I've been able to preserve myself.
What he's trying to ask you though, how much longer are you going to box?
How much
like you're 52, like Roberto Duran?
No, I'm not going to be around that long, hopefully. But I want to be in it. I want to try to win a few titles.
Now explain to me the difference in these titles. You got the WBC, the ABC, the
This is
NBC,
only a half-hour show,
the
Marty.
CBS.
Okay. Well, see, okay. Right now, we're rated like in all the organizations. You got the NABF.
You're going to blow 10.
Yeah. Well, it's about 5 of them that I'm number 1 in. I'm number 1 in NABF. I'm the USBA Super Middleweight champion. I'm the number 1 contender middleweight WBC. I'm the number 1 contender IBF Super Middleweight division, and I'm the number 1 contender WBA Super Middleweight. Now those 3, the WBA, WBC, and IBF, those are world governing bodies. So those are the most important ones, but we're number 1 in those 3. But it's like 2 different weight classes. So we got the option to fight in middleweight or super middleweight, but right now, middleweight is what we're leaning toward.
Okay, and the most important to you?
It's middleweight right now.
Middleweight for you, right?
Yeah, you can see, Roberto Duran has been around quite a while, and
in different classifications.
In different classifications too. The same thing. He's had. This was his 4th title he just won. And he's a high-profile fighter. So to get a win over him, to get by him, will put us in a good position. And that's basically what we're looking at.
Now, you were a sparring partner with Thomas Hearns, is that correct, too?
Yeah, when I first turned professional back in '79, I fought for the Crunk boxing team. In fact, I was one of the first 7 fighters that Emmanuel had. And I fought for him for like 4 years. And I was Hearns' sparring partner during that time. In fact, we worked as amateurs, too.
What happened after that, then? You just...
Well, we had a 4-year thing, and my last fight with him, we fought Dwight Davison for the Michigan title.
And you lost that fight?
And I lost that fight. And after that, I decided it was best in my best interest to move on.
Did Emmanuel want you to retire or something?
No, he wanted me to stay with him, But I felt that I wasn't getting the opportunities that I, thought I deserved.
Too much time with maybe Hearns?
Well, he's a guy. He's a money man, in Detroit.
Well, we want you to stay with us too, because we have to take a break right now.
Yes, we have to take a. Okay. Now who's going to? All right, I'll sign off. We have to take a break. We'll come back with more on Lyndell Holmes, the number 1 contender for the middleweight title, who's going to be fighting Roberto Duran upcoming. We'll talk more after this timeout.
The best little burger in town. Top Hat. French fries, onion chips, creamy chocolate shakes, baby, they're so hard to refuse. Top Hat. For dinner or lunch, there's a lot to munch, and for breakfast, you just can't lose. Metal Day, it's Top Hat, make it quick, stop at Top Hat.
That was me, John Rouser, not too many years ago, as a defensive back with the Pittsburgh Steelers, after my playing career at the University of Michigan had ended. Now I'm proud to be co-owner of The Sting, Detroit's most dynamic nightclub. We've got continuous live DJs, continuous videos, and live entertainment every weekend. But you don't have to disco. The Sting is also a great after-work place to meet other professional people who frequent our lounge. So stop in and see us at The Sting. We're in the old Playboy Club, the lodge at Greenfield, with plenty of lighted, secured parking.
Hey, where's the meat?
It's right here at Cattleman's Meat Center, where you can buy fresh, lean, top-quality beef, pork, veal, poultry, even fish. Packing house style. Save up to 40%. Quality guaranteed.
Where's the meat?
Come inside our 3,500 square foot cooler for everyday low prices like this week, packing house style standing ribs. Cut your way free. Cattleman's Meat Center, Eastern Market area, and Hamtramck. No limit. Save up to 40%.
You said it, honey.
We're back on Sports View with middleweight contender, the #1 contender in the middleweight class. I'm speaking of Lyndell Holmes. And describe yourself for the people that don't know Lyndell Holmes as a boxer.
Well, basically, I'm a boxer, puncher. Most of my fights usually end in knockouts, so most people say, well, he's a big puncher, but I try to do a little bit of both, you know, try to box and try to, you know, work with my power, too. I try to wear guys, and usually I wear them down. And I have a lot of experience because I've been around for quite a while. You know, a lot of the guys I'm fighting over the past years, the past 2 or 3 years have been like younger fighters, so I got a little bit more experience.
Yeah, now a little more age too.
Yeah.
Now
and maybe it showed in his last fight, because your last fight was not your best.
You were on ESPN just recently.
Definitely.
The headline.
Yeah, our last fight was on ESPN, and to me, I felt that it wasn't an impressive win, and I think it was due to the training regimen. Went to California to train for the fight, you know. And I think, you know, our next fight, we'll go back to what we've been doing.
What, was it the California air or something? What did you do in California that was different?
Well, you know...
Surfed. You spent too much time on the beach, Lindell?
No, I trained up in Sacramento.
Oh,
I trained up.
But what was the difference? It can't be just the fact that you went out to California.
No, I think it was a different training regimen. I didn't get a chance to do my 3 workouts a day like I'm used to doing. I usually do 3 workouts a day, preparing for fights. And we didn't have a lot of time to get ready. I had time, like when I was at home in Toledo.
Let's get some quick lines, okay? Well, boxers love making predictions. How are you going to do against
Roberto Duran? What kind of fight do you expect from this guy? You going to try to wear him out? After all, he's so
I
old.
expect a hard fight from him, but I expect to try to wear him down and beat him, if anything, but eventually stop him, because he don't take good. I don't think he take the best body shots. So we're gonna work on his body, because I think that with the age and everything, that
he is an old man. Yeah. The guy's got to be 50, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's up there.
I interviewed John the Beast Mugabe last week. Yeah. What do you think of this guy?
Oh, he's a good fighter too. I think he'll probably win a title this year, junior middleweight possibly.
They call him the Beast because he fights like an animal. That's what he told me. I fight like an animal. That's what he said. Yeah. What about Hearns Leonard? You got an opinion on that?
They say Hearns got a new training regimen, you know, and you know, I've been knowing Hearns for quite a while, about 10 to 15 years now. And
will he get even?
I hope so. I hope so.
Okay.
Close it out with middleweight boxing contender Lyndell Holmes after this timeout.
And 2 and 3 and...
Could you save a life if you had to?
2.
Tens of thousands of all heart attack deaths could be prevented if everybody knew Red Cross CPR.
1.
That's why the Red Cross offers classes in this life-saving procedure. Not just at their local chapters, but right where you work. Learn how to save a life. Call the American Red Cross.
Iserman, Klima, Probert and Company launched their high-powered assault on the ice of the NHL throughout the winter months on pass. Make a point on joining Jacques Demere's squad as they clash with the league's elite in their quest for a second straight Norris Division Championship and a shot at the Stanley Cup. So check out all the thrills, all the spills of the NHL as the Red Wings electrify the ice in the race for the cup on Michigan's cable network of champions. Pass.
Binary Computers is celebrating their 9th anniversary, and how they've become one of Detroit's top independent computer dealers is really simple. A great selection of brand-name computer products, outstanding service, and highly knowledgeable trained consultants who make things understandable in plain English. Binary now has facsimile machines and telephone systems, so stop in for special anniversary savings at Binary Computers, Metro Detroit's Business Computer Center, Woodward at 12 Mile, Berkeley. Remember, if you haven't got a computer, you'd better get one before your competitor does.
What do these women have in common? They were all Girl Scouts. Girl Scouting showed them that they could do or be anything. An ambassador to the United Nations or an Olympic champion. Girl Scouting inspires girls to dream big and prepares them to meet the challenges of a demanding adult world. Your daughter should be a Girl Scout. She'll be in very good company, and she'll get the right start.
We're back closing it out with Lyndell Holmes, the #1 contender in the middleweight division in boxing. And if you beat Duran, you're going to be able to call your own shots, and would that be the biggest thrill of your career if you beat Roberto?
Well, yeah, it'll be a big thrill for me, but as far as, the shots and stuff go, I leave most of that up to my manager. Billy Goose, he handles most of my business for me, so I rely on him.
You make a lot of money in boxing?
Yeah, what kind of a payday is it going to be fighting Roberto Duran? Good one?
They're negotiating right now, So
what are you expecting about?
I have to talk to my manager about that.
Okay. What's your best punch?
My best punch is my left hook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you show me what this punch is?
And pretend he's like Bob. Pretend that's Bob Page sitting over there and knock him out.
Knock him out. Do I have my hands in the right spot?
Yeah, you got your hands in the right spot. All you do is take your hands here, and like I said, it's just basically leverage your Bob. You turn it over like that. There.
Okay, all right.
Just
but
like
you're
that.
going to try me, right?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. If I was here, what I would do is, we'll see. First of all, I would go to your body.
Oh, you get me under here.
I would go there, and you drop your hand. Then I'll come over the top there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
One,
and he was just playing. He was just playing.
Hey, we're out of time, guys. Thanks for coming on. Good luck against Roberto Duran, and hope to see. I know you're at the Palace recently. You going to be at the Palace anytime coming up at all?
Well, we're going to go with Duran first, and then we're going to take things, as they go from there.
Yeah, they're trying to start something.
What do you want to start fighting? You're going to start. You're going to
20,000.
What we want to do?
Like Duran?
No, I don't want to go that far. But what we want to do is win the title first, and then bring it back to Detroit, and then do some things.
Well, we wish you lots of luck.
Good luck.
Don't get hurt.
Okay.
Don't get hurt.
Okay.
Thank you, Marty Adler. We're going to do a program, the next program with Marty Adler. I hope he has enough to say in that time. Al Dietrich Oldsmobile is one of our sponsors on M59 on Highland Road. To get a great deal from Uncle Al in Waterford. T-Com pagers, if you need a pager like I do sometimes, give T-Com a call. Top Hat Hamburgers, where Bob Page doesn't go anymore because he's now making big money in New York and goes to the high-class places. But Top Hat's still great for your little burgers there. The Sting, that hot new nightclub. Not new, I guess. It's been around over a year now on James Cousins, right at the Lodge. Cattleman's Meat Center, with locations in Hamtramck and Eastern Market with David Lee Roth and folks. Pass the Pro-Am Sports Systems, where you can watch Marty Adler, if you so desire. Binary Computers with John Waters and the gang on Woodward at 12 Mile. And, of course, I'm getting no signal, guys, to go out, but this is Sports Fans Journal, the hottest new publication, 2.5 years now. It's going great. All you have to do is subscribe, or if you're looking to work in the advertising department, if you're sharp, give me a call, 751-1818. That's a 24-hour number, 751-1818. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Lyndell Holmes. Marty Adler, the next guest on Sports View. Bye-bye, everybody.